we are. Hello, hello. Please comment in the chat box and let me know where you are from. Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna Phillips. I am a licensed attorney in California, and this is my channel, Boss Attorney Bree, where I help business owners, influencers, and content creators boss up their business the legal and legit way. As you can tell by the title, today we are going to be doing trademark reviews. So if you have not applied to have your trademark reviewed, and do still have some spaces open in the description box. You can fill out the form, the Google form within the description box. It should be the first link in the description box. Fill that out and I will be able to see it and do a trademark review. So first, before I get started, I did want to let you guys know if you are interested in this content, feel free to subscribe. If you are watching this on replay, feel free to subscribe and apply to have your business reviewed on the next thing. I do this once a week on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So right now I do it. So before I go into the trademark that I have to review today, I did kind of want to go over a case with the trademark office that I think is really important, especially since we are reviewing trademarks. There is an importance in making sure that your trademark is actually available to trademark. So just because you pick out a name doesn't necessarily mean that that trademark is available for you to own your business under. So there is a case that I found that was pretty recent, since October 20th, 2020. And it points out a lot of things of when you have a trademark and it may be similar to someone else's. So I'm just going to pull it up. It is with the clothing company Nautica. So if you don't know what Nautica is, it's basically a clothing brand. And I'm sorry if it looks like I'm looking away, guys, because my camera is up and my computer is down. So I'm not looking away. I'm looking at my computer screen. But Nautica is a clothing brand, and they're pretty popular. They make a lot of money, and there was another company that filed a trademark, and the trademark actually went through. So they filed the trademark, they were able to get registered, but then Nautica found out about them and they went ahead and petitioned to have their trademark canceled. So just because you get registered does not necessarily mean that you are in the clear. So let me just pull it up. So this is Nautica. And this case was filed in 2016, and it just ended in 2020, the end of 2020. So it was Nautica Apparel against Grow Marketing. Grow Marketing's actual trademark that they applied for and they got it approved was not to guy. So basically what Nautica said was that the trademark was too similar to theirs. Theirs is not a guy. Nautica has Nautica. They also have not a guy, or no, they have Nautica boys, Nautica girl, Nautica kid, and they have 47 other trademarks that they cited that they said was too similar to their actual application. So I am just going to go through it. So basically they said it was too similar. The court has to decide whether it's close enough or not, if it's close enough basically, and see whether they can show that people will be confused with this trademark. So in this trademark, the court basically found that it was similar. So basically this company got their trademark canceled because it was similar. And even though it's not the exact same word, Nautica was able to prove that people in the general public that will be buying clothing would easily get confused, especially because Nautica has so many different marks: Nautica boy, Nautica girl, Nautica, and they are famous. They've been around since 1983. And one of the really big points that they brought up within their petition is that they have made $8 million over a course of 7 years. So from 2011 to 2019, they made $8 million. And then they also spent $170 million advertising their product. So they were able to prove that they are a famous enough mark that people know who they are, and that if someone were to buy something that was under not a guy, they may reasonably assume that it was actually made by Nautica, because Nautica is so popular and so famous. So basically, the court found that it was really similar and that they shouldn't have been able to register the trademark. So even though they have a registered trademark, their trademark is now getting canceled. And that is something that is super important to realize because, okay, they paid the money to get their trademark registered. And then after a while, they got canceled. 9 months after they were registered, Nautica applied to have them canceled. And then, okay, Alpha did a ooh mouth. Hi, Alpha. Um, they applied to have the trademark canceled, and then that just made me lose my train of thought. Applied to have the trademark canceled. They went into this petition, the litigation of getting the trademark canceled. It took 4 years. So imagine paying 4 years worth of attorney's fees, battling with one of those big companies. They have the money. Most of the time they have an attorney on staff that is just dealing with the cases that they have. Nautica has actually filed more than 60 trademark cancellations or petitions because people were making brands that were too close to theirs. So they actually policed their mark very well. But they probably had an attorney on hand. But imagine the smaller company, if they have to hire an attorney, pay them out for 4 years, it could become a really costly bill. So before you file your trademark, it is super important that you actually do a search and make sure that you're not too closely related to someone else, because it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It could just be something that's confusingly similar. And you want to make sure that no one else out there already has it, or no one else out there is using it but has not registered yet. So be really careful when you are registering your trademark. And for those of you in the live chat, feel free to go ahead and comment in the comment box. Let me know where you're from. I'm really interested to see where everybody's from. All right, and so I think those are all the points that I really wanted to cover on this Nautica case, and I am going to go ahead and get into the trademark review that I had. So just give me 1 second to pull it up. If you are interested in having your trademark reviewed, but you haven't filled out the application, you can do so by going within the description box of this video and highlighting the first link within the description box, fill out the application, and I can review your trademark. Again, remember, it's really important to make sure that your trademark, you're not infringing on someone else's trademark when you apply for your trademark. So I am just pulling up the actual trademark, the trademark that was applied to be reviewed. So losing my train of thought here. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, so I have this trademark that would like to be reviewed. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the USPTO.gov, that stands for United States Trademark and Patent Office. I'm going to go on their website because this is the government entity that actually approves your trademark, whether it's going to be registered or whether they're not going to allow you to register it. And there are so many reasons why they can deny your actual registration. One could be the confusingly similar, like we just talked about with Nautica. And then there are a bunch of other reasons. Nautica actually tried to assert that this company also wasn't using their trademark at the time that they applied for it, so that they basically shouldn't have the trademark because they weren't using it either. There's other things as far as like being too descriptive or being geographically misdescriptive. So there's a bunch of reasons why they can deny your trademark application. If they come to the decision that they want to deny your trademark application, they will issue what is called an office action, which is basically just a refusal to register your trademark application. You have about 6 months to respond to this refusal. And if you don't respond to the refusal, you basically abandon your trademark. If you do respond to the trademark refusal, then you can go back and forth with the examiner until they issue a final trademark, or a final office action. So if you can get past those office actions, there is a possibility that you can still get registered. But if you can't do that, then you're not going to get registered because the examiner ultimately has the final say. So the trademark that I am looking up right now is for transformation, coaching, and consulting. And it's for life coaching. And there's also going to be merchandise included with it. And this person also submitted to me a logo, and I'm just waiting for it to load so I can see. Okay, and it has like drawing, a woman, flowers. Okay, so those are things that we would want to search to see, like if there's something very similar to that. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and search the words because having a word trademark is a lot stronger than having a logo trademark. So I am, and since it's in consulting, is likely going to fall under class 35, but it can also fall into different classes. I would need to know like exactly what you're doing in order to determine what class it falls into. So let me just go ahead and type it in. I'm just gonna put for transformations because that's the distinctive part of your mark. So let me just make sure that I am spelling it right. And there's actually something registered for transformation, and it's actually for business consultancy services, and it's also in class 41, which is another category that you can fall under. And they're class 41, so they're for education purposes. They train people in business management, professional coaching, professional career retraining, workshops, conferences, and things like that. So it's basically about business consulting. So this one would be something that will be conflicting to you because, and guys, when I'm giving this information, it's not meant to be attorney-client relationship, or it's not meant to be legal advice. I definitely still recommend that you actually have a discovery call with an attorney because you would want to do a deeper search than just this initial search that I'm doing right now. So with this one, it is literally for transformation, which is the distinctive part of your trademark. It looks like it's actually a foreign trademark, or maybe not. Yeah, this is a foreign trademark. So that means it's a different company coming from outside the US, coming to file in the US. They are live. They have a priority date of April 30th, 2019, but they are not registered yet. So this application is still pending. So if they don't get approved, it's possible that you can still apply. But I think that this trademark is pretty conflicting with yours, and it's within the exact same categories that you likely will be falling into, even if you're not doing exactly business consulting, just consulting in general being a part of your trademark, and then having those exact same distinctive words of your mark. This one is going to probably be very conflicting with yours. The coaching and consulting will likely fall under descriptive terms. So they will basically kind of erase it off to say that it's not different. There are some arguments that you can make to say that they are different, but this being so close, it could really turn out to be a big problem for you. So I would definitely recommend going ahead and consulting with an attorney on a discovery call so you can see what your options are, so that you can get actual advice, because I'm not able to give you like full-on advice on this YouTube live because it's out here for the public, right? So if you register your trademark, you could probably, or your logo, you could probably have a better chance of getting it registered. But with just the words, it looks like this one is going to be a pretty hard one to overcome. And so, yeah, you said merchandise there. This is the only thing that popped up for this trademark. So you may be able to get it registered in other things. So let's say you're doing apparel, clothing, sweatshirts, maybe you're doing book bags and things like that, you probably will have a better chance of getting those registered. But again, like I said, you definitely would want to do a deeper search on it. And so I have some people from Columbus, Georgia. Welcome. I am in California, so it's pretty late over there. I have Richmond, Virginia. I have California. All right. So it's not that late over there because I'm in California. And then I have Tasia Janae Were you wanting me to look that up, or you just letting me know your name? No problem, really. Thank you for applying. Yeah, so guys, if you have a business and you want me to go ahead and do like a quick search for you, that was the only one that I had signed up for today. So feel free to drop it in the chat and we can try to see if there are some other businesses that may be conflicting, or if you have a really good chance of actually getting registered. So I know I see Tasia Janae. I'm not sure if you're just trying to let me know for the Winning Circle podcast what your name is, or if that's your trademark. So if you want to go ahead and drop in the chat what you mean by that, that'll be great. Okay, so I'll wait for her to come back for that. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. This was pretty good. If you have any questions about the whole Nautica thing or anything like that, feel free to drop a question in the chat as well. One of the biggest refusals that the USPTO gives is that something is confusingly similar to another thing. So, like, again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. If it's too closely related, you can still get denied. So that's why I did that basic trademark search to see what was close to this trademark that was applied for. And then I have Relly say, you mentioned trademarking the logo along with the company name that may enhance chances. If possible, can you elaborate? Yes. So when you file for a trademark, there are a few different ways that you can trademark. Trademarks, you can do your name, so words in general, so that can be your brand name, your slogan, and then you can also do a logo, and your logo can also include words within it. So the logo is basically like a drawing or a picture of something, and that would count as a logo trademark, even though you have words within it. So you would try to register your trademark with that logo, that pretty picture that you had in the background, and then the words along with it. And that would count as your full trademark. So when comparing it to those plain words of forward transformation, and then you have this art piece in the back and you have the script writing within your logo, that is distinguishing characteristics from them just having it in plain words. So you will be the owner of your logo and the design that it is in, but you wouldn't necessarily own the words for transformation for your service or for your service. It looks like you'll be able to get through a little easier with the products, but as far as the services go, this one is going to be conflicting with yours. You can always still try to register it, but like I said, this one is so close that I probably would recommend against registering it. Unless you're going to do the logo, you have a better chance of actually getting that registered. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so that is all I have as far as the trademark reviews. Okay, it makes sense. Good. I'm glad that that helps. Yeah, if you have any questions outside of this, if you need like more elaboration, feel free to just reach out to me. And thank you for joining onto this live. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I'll be doing this every week if people apply to have their trademarks reviewed. If not, I can go over more cases, contract reviews, things like that, because I know the legal world can be quite complicated and there aren't a lot of attorneys accessible for a low cost for us to kind of figure these things out. So the purpose of this channel is to boss up your business the legal and legit way. So I am trying to share the knowledge and make sure that we are doing our businesses correctly. So thank you for joining me. I hope to see you in the next live.